to a 4-1 win in Oakland. And in the wild card series in St. Pete, Tampa Bay leads Toronto, but it's only 1-0 in the 7th inning. The umpires, and we'll have 2 extra ones for the playoffs. Jordan Baker behind home plate, John Tumpane at first. The crew chief, Jeff Nelson, at second. Jerry Meals at third. C.B. Buckner down the left field line. Trip Gibson down the right field line. 325 down each line. 370 to left center. 375 to right center. 400 to dead center. The 19-foot wall in left center field and half of center. And then the rest of center, right center, and right. The wall is 9 feet high. Well, these 2 ball clubs are certainly very familiar with each other when it comes to playoff baseball. They have played each other 20 times in the postseason since 1997. The series, if you want to call it that, 10 wins for each team. Each team has eliminated the other twice. The Indians did the honors to the Yankees in 1997 and again in 2007. And in 2007, that would cost Joe Torre his job. The Yankees eliminated the Indians in 1998 and in 2017. So here we go. Shane Bieber, his first ever postseason start. He'll be the unanimous American League Cy Young Award winner. 6'3", 200 pounds, 25 years of age. The wind and tonight's first pitch to the batting king, DJ LeMahieu, is up high for ball 1.
61 degrees.
And we are underway at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. Game time temp 61 degrees. Bieber's next pitch, and I guess it was low, and Bieber wonders. And the count now is 2-0. LeMahieu winning his second ever batting title. The 2-0 pitch, and he swings and rifles a base hit into right field. DJ LeMahieu, incredibly, winning a batting title with the Colorado Rockies in 2016 when he batted .348, and he led the major leagues in hitting this year, hitting .364, and that is a historical rarity to lead both leagues in hitting one time in your career. It's only been done one other time, and it was back before the 1900s ever get going. Aaron Judge now to the plate. Right-handed hitting right fielder. He missed half this season with 2 calf injuries. The slugging right fielder takes a swing and hammers one high and deep to right center. Naquin DeShields back at the wall, and this ball is gone. Aaron Judge did not have a home run the entire month of September. Was batting .194 in the month of September and hits a 2-run home run to right center. And the Yankees have jumped on Shane Bieber for a single and a 2-run home run. And just like that, it is 2-0 New York. Only the Chicago White Sox hit more home runs this year in the American League. The Yankees hit 94. Judge had 9, none in September. But that drought just ended. Here is the switch hitting Aaron Hicks in the 3-hole. The center fielder batting left-handed. And Shane Bieber and the Indians stunned here in inning number 1. Hicks swings and misses at a changeup. Shane Bieber is a guy that is going to give you 4 different pitches: fastballs, curveballs, sliders, changeups. He'll also throw a cut fastball. The next pitch is down low, and they count 1-1. Shane Bieber did not have a game this season in which he gave up more than 3 runs. He just dominated major league hitters here in 2020. Shift to the right, and the pitch is down low, ball 2, 2-1. Shane Bieber, the major league Triple Crown winner, which hasn't happened since Johan Santana did it for the Minnesota Twins in 2006. The pitch, and Hicks fouling it at the plate, 2-2. Bieber led the major leagues in wins with 8, led the major leagues in earned run average at 163 and led the major leagues in strikeouts with 122, but Yankees not impressed. Hicks batted .225, 6 homers, 21 ribbies, and he cuts and misses, and the fastball gets him, and that's out number 1. Well, you never know. Could be some nerves here for a guy like Shane Bieber, as emotionally under control as he has been throughout his career. It's his first Major League postseason start, and he got behind on LeMahieu, who singled, and then Aaron Judge took him deep to right center. 2-0 New York, first inning, 1 out, nobody on. Luke Voit led the major leagues in homers with 22. Shane Bieber, the wind and the pitch, and it's on the corner, a strike. Josh Naylor in left, Delino DeShields in center, Tyler Naquin in right. Give you the Indians infield in a moment. 3 on the left side of it at the time of this pitch here to Luke Voit, and it's bounced in there, 1-1. Carlos Santana at first, Cesar Hernandez at second, Francisco Lindor at short, Jose Ramirez at third, and Roberto Perez behind the plate. Now the wind and the pitch, and it's low, 2-1. The Yankees are a ball club that you know they live and most times die by the home run ball or lack of, but they also walk a bunch, and they're making Bieber work. The pitch swung on a bouncing ball to third, playing deep. Fair ball, Ramirez throw in the dirt, 1 bounce, dug out by Santana for the out. Good play, Santana. On that 1-hop throw, dug it out. Ramirez had to back up on the high bouncer down the third baseline. He was almost in left field. And that is out number 2. And here's another Yankee slugger that spent most of the year on the injured list. Giancarlo Stanton played in only 23 games as he had hamstring issues. Right-handed hitter, bats 2 down, and he looks at a breaking ball strike. 2-0 Yankees here in the first inning. And runs are going to be hard to come by for the Indians when you face a guy like Garrett Cole, so Bieber has to stop it here. The next pitch is swung on and missed, 0-2. Giancarlo Stanton, another Yankee that finished poorly, going 1 for his last 19. He batted .250, 4 homers, 11 RBIs. Now the pitch, and it's in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shane Bieber was 8-1 in the regular season with a 163 earned run average. 12 starts, no complete games. He went 6 innings a start. He averaged 14 strikeouts and 2 walks per 9 innings. Now Bieber working first base side of the rubber. He kicks and delivers, and it's a little bit high, 2-2. The one thing about this Yankee lineup, you have got to be able to pitch inside effectively. They're trying to drive the ball the other way. They're right-handed, they're big and strong, they like to go oppo. The pitch, and the Indians thought it was strike 3, and Jordan Baker says no. Boy, this has been a small strike zone here in the top of the first. We'll see if it continues that way as the count is full on Giancarlo Stanton. When healthy, he has some kind of power. The pitch, and he bounces one towards short, backhanded by Lindor. Sets, throws over, and the inning is over. So the Yankees get the 2-run homer from Aaron Judge to right center and have a 2-0 lead as the Indians will come to bat in the bottom of the first on the he was certainly worth it in the regular season, but the Yankees, who spend over $200 and some odd $1 million a year on payroll, when you're spending over $200 million a year on payroll, regular season's fine. They got Garrett Cole to lead them to a World Series title. Frankie Lindor leads off, batting left-handed, takes a called strike. Cole, a hard-throwing righty, mid to upper 90s with his fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. The next pitch to Lindor, batting left-handed, is high in the count, 1-1. Garrett Cole, 6'4", 220 pounds, turned 30 this month. into the motion and the 1-1. Lindor waves at it. Good curveball. 1-2. Boy, with a guy that's 30 in his first year of a new contract, little risky to give a guy like him a 9-year contract. But he got it. The pitch, and now time called. 9-year contract for Garrett Cole. So when it's all said and done, he'll be 39 years old. $324 million. Now the shift to the right side of the infield, and Lindor fouling it down the left side. Still a 1-2 count. Frankie Lindor had a tough year and really finished on a terrible slide, batting 136 over the last 12 games. But nothing matters now, as Aaron Judge proved. The pitch, a swing and a miss. Curveball away, and Lindor chased it. 1 down. The Yankees have Brett Gardner in left, Aaron Hicks in center, Aaron Judge in right, Luke Voit at first, DJ LeMahieu at second, Gleyber Torres at short, Giovanni Urshela at third, and the catcher is Kyle Higashioka. And Kyle Higashioka has become Garrett Cole's personal catcher, and since that happened, Garrett Cole has taken off. Cesar Hernandez, switch hitter, batting left-handed. The pitch to him, and he waves at a 95-mile-an-hour heater. Garrett Cole finally got tired of Gary Sanchez and his inability to really catch him. The 0-1 pitch, and it's in there, strike 2. And if you're going to have Garrett Cole as your ace, you got to make sure that he's on the same page and trusts his catcher, and he trusts Kyle Higashioka. They've known each other since they were on a travel team together growing up in California. The pitch outside, 1-2. Since Higashioka took over, Garrett Cole has made 4 starts with Higashioka behind the plate, and Cole has gone 3-1 in those 4 starts with an ERA of 1. Guess who's going to catch Garrett Cole for a long time? That pitch outside, a changeup, and the count 2-2. And Gary Sanchez really slumped at the plate this year and behind it as a catcher. The 2-2 is waved at. So this looks like the same Garrett Cole that dominated the Indians 2 years ago with Houston. Fastballs in the mid to upper 90s in the upper regions of the strike zone, and then he'll change the eye level with a curveball and a slider and a changeup. The Indians had no chance 2 years ago against Cole with Houston. He went 7 innings, gave up a run on 3 hits, struck out 12 in 7 innings. 2-0. Yankees lead it as Jose Ramirez sends the first fastball upstairs behind the plate, foul, strike 1. Nobody had a better September than this guy. The American League Player of the Month, batted .366 with 10 homers, 24 RBIs this month. The pitch, he fouls a curveball at his feet, and the count 0-2. Yankees put 3 on the right side of the infield. They're in their very familiar uniform. It never changes. At home, white with the navy blue pinstriping. On the road, all gray, navy blue, and white trim. The pitch, Ramirez pops it up near the pitcher's mound. It'll be a Yankee convention, and going on the back edge of the... As Shane Bieber gave up a 2-run bomb to right center by Aaron Judge in the first inning, but then settled down after that. It'll be Giovanni Urshela, Gleyber Torres, and Brett Gardner, batters 6, 7, and 8 here in the second inning against Shane Bieber. Flags aren't moving. It's a very still night. 61 degrees here in downtown Cleveland. Legacy Roofing is Ohio's premier roofing service provider. Whether you need a roof repair or full roof replacement, call 855-GET-ROOF for a free estimate and visit LegacyRoofingOH.com for more details. Shane Bieber to face Giovanni Urshela. The former Indian has become quite a hitter since leaving the Indians. Then he went to Toronto and now has blossomed as a Yankee. Shane Bieber's pitch, and it's low, ball one. Urshela batted .298, 6 homers, 30 RBIs, and he's always been a Gold Glove caliber third baseman defensively. Now the wind and the 1-0, and it's swung on, tapped foul off to the right. And the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Ironically, the Indians had to make a choice. They had a roster crunch. Both guys were out of options. The Indians kept Eric Gonzalez, designated Giovanni Urshela, the 1-1 pitch. He swings, topping one foul third base side, 1-2. The Indians love both players, but at some point you don't have enough room and you can't send certain guys down, and if they're not ready for the big leagues, their time is up. The club that really missed the boat was Toronto. The pitch, it's swung on, and a bouncing ball to his best buddy, Frankie Lindor. Got a belt-hop hop, handled it, and froze him out. The Indians were in the midst of winning division titles, and they had to go with the guys that had experience and were everyday players. And Toronto, in a rebuilding mode, didn't keep him very long and then sold him to the Yankees. And, well, quite honestly, not even the Yankees knew Urshela would become this good of a hitter. Here's Gleyber Torres, now their shortstop, right-handed batter, hitting .243, 3 homers, 16 RBIs. He's had a really down year. He takes downstairs the ball. Last year, he had 38 homers and 90 RBIs. The wind and the 1-0. A swing and a miss, 1-1. He was 22 last year when he hit those 38 homers. Only Joe DiMaggio was younger when he hit 30 homers for the Yankees. 2-0 New York, second inning, 1 out, nobody on. The pitch, and it's down low, a knuckle curve, 2-1. Bieber throws his fastball 37% of the time and his curveball 26%. Those are his 2 most frequently used pitches. He's got 3 others. Now the 2-1, and it's swung on, tap to the mound, off his glove, and it'll be a base hit. Well, if Bieber is going to stick the glove out there, you've got to make that play, because once it deflected off of him and his glove, there was no chance to get Torres, who has an infield hit on what looked to be a pretty routine comebacker, and Bieber just not able to make the play. Bieber throws his cutter 16% of the time, slider 12%. The changeup he uses the least, 9% of the time. Here's Brett Gardner, the left-handed hitting left fielder. His late season surge is why he's in the lineup, not Clint Frazier. Gardner, over the last 13 games, batted .394, and he gets the nod tonight. The Yankees are primarily a right-handed hitting ball club. Here's the set and the pitch. A swing and a foul back. 0-1. The only lefties in the lineup tonight are Hicks and Gardner. And Hicks is a switch hitter. All of their power is from the right side. And they'll see nothing but right-handers in this series. Carlos Carrasco tomorrow night. If there's a game 3, it will be Zach Plesac. Yankees up 2-0, second inning, 1 out, 1 on. The pitch, and it's a high fastball, 1-1. To get your best deal on any new or used car, go to Sunnyside Toyota. They're in North Olmsted. Check out all of their inventory, their current specials online at mysunnysidetoyota.com. Gardner's a tough out and a tough 2-strike hitter, and seems to be at his best against the Indians. The pitch to him, and he looks at a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shane Bieber, the first Indian to win the Triple Crown, and he won the Triple Crown for all of baseball. Bob Feller won the American League Triple Crown in 1940, 80 years ago. Now the set. Now the 1-2. And it swung on a bouncer. Weakly hit to third. Ramirez gloves on the run. Whirls, fires to second to get the lead runner, Torres. So Gardner with a fielder's choice. Torres is forced out at second, 2 down. And now Kyle Higashioka, who's become Garrett Cole's personal catcher. Higashioka is a guy that has spent 10 years in the minor leagues. But boy, when Garrett Cole becomes the guy that wants you as his personal catcher, he's going to be with the Yankees as long as Garrett Cole's with the Yankees. That is called job security.
9 more years if it all works out.
That's fine by Kyle. Again, he and Garrett Cole have known each other. They were on a travel team together in California, along with Aaron Hicks. Here is the pitch to the right-handed hitting catcher. And Higashioka takes, it's a little bit low, ball 1.
Well, he's an easy guy to root for. You mentioned the 10 years in the minor leagues. It's unusual for a player to stay with one organization that long in the minor leagues without bouncing around. But he's stuck with the Yankees, and it's been rewarded now.
2-0 Yankees. They've got Gardner. At one time in his career was a really good base stealer. He's there with 2 down and a strike in the outside corner on a breaking ball of some kind. 1-1 the count. Shane Bieber works from the stretch on the first base side of the rubber. The outfielders bunch toward the gaps, medium deep in the outfield. Bieber's ready, and the pitch. It's swung on, fouled at the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. The Yankees led the American League in runs scored. They averaged over 5 runs a game. The Yankees averaged a run a game more than the Indians. The Indians' edge was in pitching. And we'll see if that holds up. The Indians led the American League with a .329 earned run average. Yankees' ERA was a full run higher. Now the 1-2 delivery. It swung on and missed. Good curveball. And Bieber strikes out Higashioka. And that'll take care of the Yankees here in the second. They get a hit, strand a runner, and lead the Indians 2-0. Middle of the second on the Cleveland. They'll be fully committed to customer needs and has been since 1855. Well, this is a tough customer to play catch-up on, but the good news is it's the second inning. 2-0. The Yankees lead the Indians as Garrett Cole will face the middle of the order. Sandy Alomar, who's the acting manager in the absence of Terry Francona, and gosh, do we miss Tito. But he's getting progressively stronger, and that's all that counts right now. But Sandy was saying, look, Santana and Reyes are streak hitters. You hope Sunday was the sign of a hot streak to come. Santana had his best game of the year. He swings it left-handed now, and Cole misses up with a fastball. Santana had a homer, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs on Sunday. The guy on deck, Reyes, had a homer and 4 runs batted in as well. Shift to the right. Santana swings and misses through a fastball, 1-1. Carlos Santana batted .199, 8 homers, 30 RBIs. Yankees have 3 between first and second. The outfield fairly deep, a bit toward right. Now just of a touch of a breeze blowing out toward right. Santana looks at a curveball low. 2-1. Garrett Cole, he's old school. In this day and age where everybody wants to trick you with breaking balls and whatnot, he throws 53% of his pitches being that 4-seam fastball. Down and in, he missed with that fastball, 3-1. You don't find many guys anymore in the major leagues that even throw their fastball 40% of the time. And he does it 53% of the time. Now the wind and the 3-1. Swing and a miss. He's stuck with it. Full count. He throws his slider 25% of the time, his curveball 17% of the time, and like Shane Bieber, doesn't use the changeup much, just 6% of the time. Now the payoff pitch. Swing by Santana, fouled out of play to the left. And this is what's fun about Garrett Cole. That fastball was 98 miles an hour. He's mano a mano. How many times do you see guys now, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but you see 3-2 changeups, 3-2 breaking balls. This guy's saying, I don't think you can hit my fastball. Now the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, stuck with a 97-mile-an-hour heater, and he blew away Santana. Third strikeout for Garrett Cole. Here is Franmil Reyes. He batted .275, 9 homers, 34 RBIs.
When you say he pitches with that fastball, when it's 97, which is average fastest in the American League this year, you can do that. You can work with that fastball a good majority of the time.
Franmil Reyes had 4 RBIs on Sunday. The Indians need their stars to be stars, quite frankly. Aaron Judge was that in the first inning tonight. The pitch, and it's up high, a slider. Sandy was saying, again on the pregame show, he said, yeah, you need your stars to play well. There's no question. Now the wind and the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1, especially in a short series. But he tried to impart a little advice to guys like Lindor and Ramirez and Santana and Reyes, and that is just be yourself. Don't try to do more. Don't try to be Mike Trout. The pitch, check swing, foul out of play to the right, 1-2. Sometimes guys feel like, well, I've got to carry this ball club myself, and you get out of that element of just staying within yourself. Why, right now, Garrett Cole is saying, I don't think this club can hit my fastball, and he is sticking with it. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Got him with a curveball. And so Garrett Cole has struck out 4, and if this looks familiar, it's because it is. He is 2-1 lifetime against the Indians in 4 starts with a career .279 ERA. He had that dominant start for the Astros against the Indians 2 years ago when he gave up 1 run on 3 hits in 7 innings and struck out a dozen. And he looks like that guy here tonight. 2 down, nobody on, second inning, 2-0 Yankees. Josh Naylor, the left-handed hitting left fielder, drives one to deep center. Back goes Hicks. This ball is over his head. It hits high off the 19-foot wall in center, and it's a stand-up double. And Josh Naylor went up there and sat fastball, and he got one, and he drove it off the 19-foot wall in center. And Naylor had 3 doubles all year between the Indians and San Diego. But that's what you're going to have to do, Rosie. You've got to show Garrett Cole you can hit a fastball.
Boy, that was impressive because that fastball was up. How many times do you see a hitter swing under that pitch that was up at the letters, and he still got on top of it and drove it off the wall in center?
Here's Roberto Perez, played the other way toward right and deep in the Yankee outfield. The set, the pitch, and he went with a slider strike. Perez can hit Garrett Cole too, but he has to hit him the other way. His issue all year, he's trying to pull everything. And the result, a 165 batting average. 2-0 Yankees. Indians with a runner at second, 2 down in the second. The pitch, and a swing and a foul back. He jammed him with a 97-mile-an-hour heater. And the count is quickly 0-2. Garrett Cole in postseason baseball, and he's pitched in the postseason for Pittsburgh, for Houston, and now New York. But in the postseason, he has been dominant no matter who he's pitching for. Another reason why the Yankees spent this kind of money. High fastball, 1-2. He's made 10 postseason starts. His record is 6-4, but his earned run average in the postseason, 260. And he has 13 more strikeouts than innings pitched in postseason. Now the 1-2 delivery. Swung on, line shot to left, but right at Gardner, who reaches up and snags it astride in front of the warning track. Well, if you're loosening up rusted parts, whatever the job, always use Blaster products and work it like a pro. Top of the order, as Shane Bieber goes through the lineup a second time, DJ LeMahieu. Well, what a great sign he was. He'll be a free agent at the end of this year. And all he's done in New York, last year he finished 4th in the most valuable player voting when he batted .327 with 26 homers and 102 RBIs as a leadoff man. He also finished 2nd in the American League batting race a year ago and then wins the batting title this year, hitting .364. Single to right and scored in the first. Right-hander against right-hander. The pitch to him is down and away a ball. LeMahieu slightly closed stance. Boy, you don't see many hitters slightly closed anymore. That pitch in there is strike. They're either squared up or wide open. For LeMahieu, helps him keep that front shoulder in. And he can hit to all parts of the park. The pitch, he swings, taps it foul third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. LeMahieu played at LSU. He was a second-round pick by the Cubs 11 years ago. And they traded him 2 years later in a brutal trade for the Cubs. They got Ian Stewart, who's no idea where he is now, but he's not in baseball. What a great trade for the Rockies. The 1-2. Swing and a tapper foul in back of the plate. We'll do it again at 1-2. He's won 3 Gold Gloves. He's the Yankees' second baseman this year. Now the wide end, the 1-2. Down low, 2-2. He is the 4th Yankee to lead the major leagues in hitting. Not just the American League, but the major leagues. The other guys, 3 guys that didn't do much. Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig, and now DJ LeMahieu. Yikes. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a bouncer toward third. It kicks foul. We'll do it again at 2-2. And again, mentioned it before, there was a gentleman in 1899 and 1902 by the name of Ed Delahanty. He and DJ LeMahieu, the only guys to win batting titles in both leagues. Now the 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count. LeMahieu led baseball in hitting, 2nd in the American League in total hits, led the league in on-base percentage, led the league in OPS. That's that combination of on-base and slugging. The pitch swung on and missed, chased a cutter away, and Bieber gets his 3rd strikeout, 1 down in the 3rd. That'll bring up Aaron Judge, who pounded a 2-run homer to right center. His first time up. That's the difference in this ballgame, 2-0. Judge got a fastball, and he didn't miss it. The problem with Aaron Judge, you start to wonder, is he too big? And this is by no means a negative towards him. It's not his fault. The pitch, he socks one high in the air behind second base. Hernandez, the second baseman in shallow center, makes the catch. He is 6'7", 282 pounds. He's probably got body fat of 5%, yet he can't stay healthy, and you wonder, were guys his size and strength made to play this game and stay healthy?
Especially out in right field. He's a good outfielder, but maybe more time at DH keeps him healthy. Who knows? But it's a shame because you'd love to see him over the course of a full season to see what kind of numbers he could put up.
And it's different injuries too, Rosie. Last year it was the oblique. This year the calf. Here's Aaron Hicks batting left-handed. He takes low for ball 1. 2 years ago, he was out 2 months with a fractured right wrist. Well, that's not his fault. You get hit by a pitch. None of these injuries are his fault. We're not saying that. But that's going to be a dilemma for the Yankees. The 1-0. Check swing. It was inside 2-0. How much money and how many years are you willing to tie up in Aaron Judge when you're stuck with Giancarlo Stanton, who can never stay healthy but makes $1 gazillion for the next decade?
And Judge is, I think, fair to say, face of the franchise. Fans love him. He never makes a misstep.
Now the 2-0 pitch, and that's low, 3-0. But if you're the face of the franchise, you have to be out there every day.
Yes, you do.
And again, that's not Aaron Judge's fault. We're not intimating anything there. It's just going to be a tough decision for Brian Cashman and the Yankees. 3-0, let's see if Hicks is swinging. Bieber into the wind. Here it comes. And it's in there, a called strike on a cutter. 3 balls and a strike. Here's a guy that had Tommy John surgery last October, and because of COVID, didn't miss any games this year. That's still a heck of a comeback from reconstructive elbow surgery. Now the wind and the 3-1, and he waves at it. Full count. Good changeup. Yankee hitters don't get cheated, and that's the one dilemma they sometimes are facing, and that is they walk a ton, they hit a boatload of homers, but they kind of rely on the home run ball to score. They don't hit well with men in scoring position. They hit into more double plays than any team in the league. The pitch, and ball forward, missed low. I'm not certain that Shane Bieber feels like Jordan Baker's strike zone behind home plate is necessarily to his liking. That's his first walk, but he's pitched from behind to a number of hitters. But the Yankees will make you do that. And Bieber's had 50 pitches already here in the third. New York leading 2-0 with a runner on, 2 down, and now you face Luke Voit, who led the major leagues in homers with 22. He was second in the American League with 52 RBIs, and he batted .277. 3 on the left side of the infield as Voit takes one in the dirt. Nice pick by Perez. Another incredible acquisition for the New York Yankees. I mean, they get some of these guys and you go, who's he? What did he ever do? And you find out not much until he puts the pinstripes on. Luke Voit played parts of 2 years with the St. Louis Cardinals. Now the 1-0. Low ball, 2-0. And the Yankees got him in exchange for Chasen Shreve, a left-handed relief pitcher and another minor leaguer. I mean, that again is just an incredible trade by Brian Cashman. 2-0 New York. 2 down in the third. Runner at first, and Bieber behind again on a dangerous hitter. The pitch. And Voit swings and drives one to deep right. Down the line it goes. If it's fair, it's out of here. And it's a foul ball. Right now, Shane Bieber's fastball command is not what it has been in the past. And in his last few starts, he had some issues with his fastball command. Not walking people, but missing with his fastball in the strike zone. Luke Voit, last year was his first full year in the major leagues, and he had 21 homers, and he missed a month because he had a sports hernia that was finally repaired last October, and now he has 22 homers this year in a 60-game season. Now the 2-1 pitch, and Bieber misses high, and it's ball 3, 3-1. Luke Voit went to Missouri State University and was a catcher in college. He stands deep in the box, wide open, up on the tiptoes on his front foot, and he is just looking to pulverize anything close. Outfield, medium deep, straight up. Pull side shift to the left. 2-0 New York in the third. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on drill toward the gap in left center. This will get down for extra bases. It'll go all the way to the wall. Hicks is being waved home. Here comes the relay throw to the plate up the third base line. Scoring standing is Hicks, and Luke Voigt delivers a 2-out RBI double. And it's 3-0 New York in the third. 3 runs, matching the most Bieber has given up in a game this year. And again, he missed his spot. And again, he was pitching from behind, and you can't pitch from behind against this Yankee club and miss your spots. And Voigt has made it 3-0 New York, and now you have to face Giancarlo Stanton with 2 down here in the third. Stanton grounded out his first time up. Well, your worst case scenario for the Indians is falling behind Garrett Cole, and now it's 3-0 in the third. The set in the pitch, and it's in there, a knee-high strike on the fastball. Giancarlo Stanton, he played 18 games a year ago. That was it. Bicep and knee injury. Then this year, only 23 games due to hamstring injuries. Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss, chased one in the dirt. Knuckle curveball, 0-2. And he's got a contract that pays him close to $30 million a year through 2027. There's a big story in New York. Giancarlo Stanton, we have learned, is not going to opt out of his contract at the end of this year. That was like saying, oh, and by the way, we have learned the sun will come up tomorrow morning and maybe set tomorrow night. That pitch down low, 1-2. Giancarlo Stanton isn't dumb.
Could you imagine? Let's see. Coronavirus, game different, free agency is going to be tough. I think I'll opt out.
And I'm never healthy.
Not happening.
3-0 Yankees. Runner at second, 2 down in the third inning. Now the 1-2 delivery. And Stanton takes a curve down in the dirt, 2-2. And Bieber's not sharp tonight. Shane Bieber is working with 1 extra day's rest. Garrett Cole, on the other hand, is working with 2 extra days rest. Giancarlo Stanton, when he's healthy, in 8 healthy seasons, he's averaged 35 homers a year. Now the set. Now the 2-2. And Stanton swings and misses. Chased the curveball that was down. Bieber gets his 4th strikeout, but the Yankees had a run and lead the Indians by a score of 3-0 in the middle of the third on the Cleveland Clinic. Montgomery in. They're the Ribs King. Well, the Indians in the bottom of the third will try to get it going with Tyler Naquin, the left-handed hitting right fielder. And Cole pumps a fastball in there for strike 1. Tampa Bay on top of Toronto, 3-1 now, bottom of the 8th in St. Pete. Naquin fouls back the heater, 0-2. Earlier today, White Sox stunned Oakland at the Coliseum, 4-1, as Lucas Giolito was throwing a perfect game. Good Lord. They already had a no-hitter this year. Now the wind and pitch. Naquin looks at a curve in the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He had 6 perfect innings. They finally got to him for a base hit in the 7th. Houston got 3 in the 9th and shocked Minnesota 4-1. Twins were the best home team in baseball, but it didn't matter today. Shift on the right side of the infield as the pitch to Naquin is down and in. Right back at 97 miles an hour. 2-2. Garrett Cole is very good friends with Indians pitcher Adam Plutko. They were teammates together at UCLA, along with Trevor Bauer. Now the pitch. Naquin fists it back foul. Good piece of hitting there. And the count stays 2-2. Garrett Cole was the number 1 pick in the draft by Pittsburgh in 2011. Trevor Bauer was the number 3 pick in that draft to Arizona. And that year in college, they didn't go to Omaha. Unbelievable. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So 5 strikeouts for Cole as he gets Naquin. But when Adam Pletko was the ace of the staff, after Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer had left for pro ball, it was Adam Pletko 2 years later that pitched UCLA to their national championship. That's something. Pletko was a freshman when Cole and Bauer were juniors, and they couldn't get to Omaha. Delino DeShields ropes one into center, first ball swinging base hit. That is hit number 2 for the Indians. Top of the order, and Francisco Lindor, switch hitter, batting left-handed. He struck out his first time up. Lindor is 1 for 10 lifetime against Garrett Cole in the regular season. Drive down 3-0 in the third. They've got a runner on, 1 out. Garrett Cole was the number 1 pick by Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh, for whatever reason, that was their philosophy with their pitching coach back then, Ray Searage. He believed in sinker sliders, and that's what they had Cole throwing. The pitch, and it's in there, a strike. And he was okay at Pittsburgh, but he wasn't dominant like he is now. He got to Houston. Houston said, forget about that sinker. You're going to throw fastballs up in the strike zone, 4-seamers, and you're going to complement that, change the hitter's eye level with breaking balls and changeups at the bottom of the zone. Lindor fouls it back, 0-2. And Garrett Cole, that changed his career. Runner-up to Justin Verlander for the Cy Young last year. He went 20-5 with Houston. And in his 2 years with Houston, he was 35-10 with a 2.68 ERA because he always had the pitches. Pittsburgh just had him throwing the wrong ones. Now the set, the 0-2. Down and in a curve. Ball got away. DeShields breaks for second. Throw sails into center field. DeShields doesn't know it. And he's still at second. He went in sliding and didn't realize the throw had sailed into center, and so he didn't go to third. But he got another good break on a ball in the dirt. And DeShields does that as well as any Indians base runner. When he's getting a lead, wherever he is, first or second, he's anticipating a pitch in the dirt. That's why he gets a good break. He doesn't stand there and wait for a pitch in the dirt. He expects every pitch to be in the dirt, and then he gets that great jump. So he's at second on the wild pitch. A 1-2 count on Lindor. Drive down 3-0 in the third. 1 out. The set and the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, socked high in the air to shallow right. LeMahieu, the second baseman, is camped under it. And Frankie Lindor batted 167 with men in scoring position this year. And he pops up with a runner in scoring position for out number 2 here in the third. And now Cesar Hernandez, the Indians' best clutch hitter, who batted 386 with men in scoring position. He'll come to the plate and bat left-handed with 2 down. A runner at second, and the Yankees up 3-0. Garrett Cole, after his 2 years in Houston, then signed the 9-year deal with the Yankees for $324 million. The pitch, inside a ball. He was a first-round pick by the Yankees out of high school. Not many kids are a first-round pick by a club like the Yankees and say no thanks and go to college. 3 years later, he's not only a first-rounder, he's the first pick. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing a little topper by the mound, charged at short. Torres backhands, looks, throws to third. DeShields rounded, but got back standing. Infield hit for Hernandez. And again, DeShields alertly didn't make the big turn at third, or this inning would be over. So the Indians now have runners at corners with 2 down for Jose Ramirez. One swing of the bat, and suddenly this game would sure have a different look. 3-0 Yankees. Indians at first and third, 2 down in the third. Jose Ramirez, his last 11 hits of the regular season were all for extra bases. 4 homers and 7 doubles. And the Indians could use one of those extra base hits right here. Yankees plant 3 on the dirt between first and second. Urshela, normal third to keep DeShields honest at third. The outfield fairly deep, a tinge toward right as Garrett Cole steps off and tells Higashioka, let's go through the signs again. 3-0 Yankees, 2 down in the third, 2 men on. The pitch, and it's down low, a changeup. Might be the first changeup we've seen from Garrett Cole.
It's been straight gas for the most part from Cole, an occasional breaking ball. But look, it's Ramirez, the one guy in the lineup that the Indians have had all season consistently who can beat the opponent. So maybe changing it up a little bit.
Now the set by Cole. Now the pitch. Swung on a smash inside the bag at first. Down the right field line. Ricochets into the corner. DeShields will score. Into third. Stopping is Hernandez. Ramirez delivers a 2-out RBI double. And the Indians are on the board, trailing 3-1. And for Ramirez, now his last 12 hits. 4 homers, 8 doubles. And Jose Ramirez shot one down that right side and into the corner. Played well in the corner by Judge as Hernandez wasn't able to score from first. And Judge, as Rosie mentioned, is a good right fielder and has a really strong arm. So now Carlos Santana, switch hitter batting left-handed, struck out his first time up. Yankees overload the right side with 3. Outfield again fairly deep, a bit toward right. Santana batting left-handed. 3-1 Yanks. The pitch, and he went with the hard stuff for strike 1. Garrett Cole is so good with his 4-seam fastball. It almost, and maybe it's just an illusion, but it almost seems to have a little rise, that little giddy up at the end. That's why he works so effectively around the letters. The pitch, and he went backdoor breaking ball and strike 2. So it's second time through the order now, and you're seeing Garrett Cole use some of his other pitches, and he's got Santana down in the count 0-2. Hernandez at third, Ramirez at second. A run is home. Tribe down 3-1 here in the third. Now the set by Cole and the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Went with the gas, and that's all she wrote. After 3, the Yankees lead the Indians 3-1 on the Cleveland Clinic.
His first time up. Another solid season for Urshela, who's really made himself into a strong major leaguer. Hit just under 300 this year with 6 home runs and drove in 30. In the lineup tonight, that's second best. Here's the pitch, and it's swung on, foul back into the net. Bieber has surrendered the 3 runs on 4 hits. He has walked 1 and struck out 4. Beautiful night for baseball. 61 degrees at game time. Partly cloudy. Here's the 0-1, and it's up high. He checked his swing, and the count's now 1-1. Urshela, the last time these teams met in the postseason, 2017, was the third baseman for the Indians. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike. It was a year where Jason Kipnis had an injury late in the year, came back and was playing center field in the postseason. The 1-2 swung on. There's a tapper to third. Stays down, scooped up by Ramirez, throws on the run, and he gets him at first base. Nice play by Ramirez. 1 down here in the 4th inning. But remember that 2017 season, Kipnis went to center when he was healthy enough to come back. And Jose Ramirez moved over to second base to make room for Giovanni Urshela at third. And it looked good for the first 2 games of the series here. The Indians won them both. But then the Yankees came back to take the next 3 and the series. Here's Gleyber Torres, the pitch to him. On the inside corner, strike 1. Torres reached on an infield single his first time up. Bieber trying to settle in now, keep this thing close and get deep into the game if he can. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball on the inside corner. Strike 2 call. Bieber has already allowed as many runs as he has in any start this season, 3 on 3 other occasions. Here's the 0-2. Bounced in there, and the count's 1-2. He's gone at least 5 innings in all of his starts. Right now, the pitch count for Shane Bieber at 67, still very much manageable. For the likely Cy Young Award winner, if he's not, investigations will start. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bounced in there again. Did he check it? Yes, he did. He's trying to get him to chase that nasty curveball in the dirt, and Torres won't do it, at least not yet, as the count 2-2 on Gleyber Torres. Bieber from the windup. The high leg kick and the pitch. Breaking ball, just missed down low, not by much. Boy, Bieber not getting the edges of the strike zone from home plate umpire Jordan Baker, but Baker's been consistent with that since the first pitch of tonight's game. Now Bieber steps off. Torres asks for time, and they'll both try and reset. 3-1, New York leads. Base hits even up at 4 apiece. Both teams playing hairless baseball. The 3-2 bounced in there for ball 4. Bieber issues his second walk on the night. A 1-out free pass to Gleyber Torres. That'll bring up Brett Gardner. Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton. Great to have you with us tonight for Tribe Baseball in downtown Cleveland. Brian Motze, as always, back at Command Center. All the games in this series will be here tomorrow night. Another 7:08 first pitch. And if necessary, these teams will play Thursday here at a game time to be announced. Gardner bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. Left-handed hitter, longest tenured New York Yankee. Here's the pitch, and it's swung on, and that's lifted high in the air to left center. Long run for Naylor. He can't get to it. It splits the gap. Flying to third, heading around, and heading for home is Torres. He will score on the double to the opposite field off the bat of Brett Gardner. 4-1 Yankees. Now, Tom mentioned it earlier. Gardner, over the years, has really hurt the Indians, and it might not add up in the complete totals against Tribe pitching, but it just seems when there's a big base hit to be had, Brett Gardner comes through, and he does again, giving the Yankees a 4-1 lead with that RBI double. And again, he was a red-hot hitter down the stretch, and that continues in Game 1 of this postseason series. Carl Willis, the Indians pitching coach, out to the mound to have a chat with Shane Bieber. Now, don't forget the MLB app is the one place to get everything for your favorite team's chase to the pennant, including video highlights, pitch tracking, live radio, and much more. Download the MLB app today for the postseason in your pocket. Now, 1 down. Let's see if Bieber can work out of this and limit further damage. You get too far behind Garrett Cole, and that's trouble. Plus, while the Yankees' bullpen overall numbers are not the best this year, there is still a heavy dose of power arms with experience in the back of that pen, and they're throwing well now the last several weeks of the season. Here's the pitch, and it's swung on, grounded in the hole at short. Backhand pickup. Lindor throws to third, not in time. Ball pops free from Ramirez. Safe at third is Gardner, and Kyle Higashioka reaches safely at first base. Runners on the corners now with 1 out. Boy, it was a tapper into the hole between third and short. Lindor trying to get the lead runner as Gardner went for it. And his throw was low. It went in the dirt. Or no, it did not. It went low, though, and Ramirez not quite back there to cover on Gardner. And they could not make the play. That will go as a base hit for Higashioka, and now it's back to the top of the lineup for DJ LeMahieu, Major League Baseball's top hitter for average this season. Can Bieber wiggle out of this mess? Here's the pitch. Low and outside for ball one. First time all year, he's allowed as many as 4 runs. And now he's just trying to limit damage as we see some rustling around in the Indians' pen, but no one up and throwing just yet. LeMahieu tonight led off the game with a single and later scored on the home run by the next hitter, Aaron Judge. Then he struck out in the third. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball bounced over the mound near the middle. Diving stop by Lindor. To his feet, throws to first. Safe at first base is LeMahieu. Gardner scores from third. And now the Yankees have a 5-1 lead. Oh, what a diving stop by Lindor just to make it a close play at first. But LeMahieu runs well enough that he was able to beat the throw. And this inning now turning into a big one for New York with runners at first and second. 2 runs in, and here comes Aaron Judge. Oh, this is turning quickly on the Tribe and Shane Bieber. Judge homered his first time up, then he popped to second last inning. Bieber sets and delivers. And he leaves one down low for ball one. Went off speed that time. Yeah, it's shocking because we haven't seen it all season where another team has put up runs on Bieber like the Yankees have tonight. 5-1 New York. Here's his pitch. Breaking ball missed inside. And the count is now 2-0, and Judge is in the driver's seat. On the year, Judge, despite missing 29 games, still drove in 22 runs, hit 9 home runs. Right-hander Cal Quantrill starting to loosen in the Tribe pen. Here's Bieber's 2-0. Down low, ball 3. Waiting on deck, Aaron Hicks. Bieber trying to work his way through the top of that vaunted Yankees lineup. (3-0) the count on Judge. You know he has the green light. Bieber with a long look in at Roberto Perez. Now he has the sign. Here's his pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Almost looked like Judge was taking all the way there, but maybe not. Maybe just not a pitch that he liked the location of. 3-1 the count on the big right-handed hitter, Aaron Judge. The set and the 3-1. Swung on, chopped foul at home plate. Now the count is full, 3-2 on Judge. Aaron Judge, the American League Rookie of the Year when he broke in 4 seasons ago. Waiting to 3-2 as Bieber has really slowed it down here in this 4th inning. Now the right-hander's ready. His payoff pitch. Swung on, driven foul deep down the right side, but well foul. And we will do it again on 3-2. For Judge, he got off to a good start this season. He was the first American League Player of the Week. He homered in 5 straight games right at the outset. But then the calf issues cropped up, and it's been a battle to stay on the field since, although both he and Giancarlo Stanton were able to play significant amounts the last 3 weeks of the season. And Aaron Boone maintained yesterday that they had enough time to get their swings down heading into the postseason. Payoff pitch coming again. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the off speed. Good curve from Shane Bieber. Strikes out Judge in a huge spot, and we'll make that our Ohio Cat strikeout of the game. Whether you're looking to buy, lease, or rent equipment, Ohio Cat and the Cat Rental Store have the right solution. For Bieber, and his strikeout number 5, and now he goes to work on Aaron Hicks with 2 on and 2 gone. 2 runs in for New York. In a 5-1 ball game, the Yankees lead. Aaron Hicks has struck out and walked in 2 trips. Here's Bieber's pitch. Swung on, foul tipped at home plate for strike 1. Indians have the shift on for Hicks. 3 on that right side of the infield. 4th time in his major league career that Aaron Hicks is going to the postseason this year. One of the few who finished his season with more walks than strikeouts. That is a rarity in today's game. With Aaron Hicks, in addition to hitting .225, a lower average, his on base was excellent as he walked 41 times. Now the 0-1 fastball on the inside corner for a strike. 0-2 the count. Yankees with 5 runs on 7 hits. A run on 4 base hits for the Tribe. Bieber trying to stop the bleeding right here. 0-2 the count on Hicks. Higashioka, the base runner, out at second. LeMahieu on at first. Here's the pitch. Bounced in there. Great stop by Roberto Perez. And it's now 1-2. Dominion Energy would like to remind you, whether you're an individual or contractor, state law requires that you call 811 before you dig. Have those underground utilities marked. It's simple and free. Just dial 811. Hicks, a switch hitter in from the left side, facing the right-hander Shane Bieber, the former Minnesota Twin. He's really played well since joining the Yankees. The 1-2 swung on, ripped to first. Foul ball just past the bag. Foul. And we will do it again on 1-2 to Aaron Hicks. Well, tomorrow night, Masahiro Tanaka pitches for New York. And the Indians counter with Carlos Carrasco. Carrasco really pitched well down the stretch for the Tribe. Finished with an ERA under 3 runs a game overall. And had a chance to visit with Carlos earlier today. He is ready to go. Feels he is throwing the ball as well as he has all season. Vintage 2018, Carlos Carrasco, he says. The 1-2, down low, 2-2. This year, Tanaka 3-3 with an ERA of 3.56, but man, he always seems to pitch well against the Tribe. So that'll be the challenge tomorrow night. And we'll see. Are the Indians in a must-win situation? They're certainly up against it right now, trailing 5-1 here in the 4th. 2-2 the count on Hicks. Bieber up to 86 pitches now here in the 4th inning. His night might be done at the end of this inning. We'll see. The 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Breaking ball strikes out Hicks. Side retired, but the Yankees score 2 more, and we head to the bottom of the 4th. New York to $140,000. Get your tickets now at tribe5050.com. It runs through Friday, so you have a couple of days left to do it. But it's the Indians 50-50 raffle to benefit Cleveland Indians charities. Tribe5050.com is where you can pick up your tickets, and it runs through October the 2nd. Already, it's up to $140,000. The first one was over $500,000. The second one was over $300,000. So a lot of money to be had, and you can raise great money for a great cause, Cleveland Indians charities. Franmil Reyes digs in, facing Garrett Cole. Yankees leading 5-1, and Reyes swings and chops one to third, charging. Urshela gloves, throws in time at first. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Cole has made just 47 pitches so far. The Indians got to him last inning for a run on 3 base hits. Josh Naylor heads to the plate. He doubled his first time up. First hit allowed by Cole tonight. He jumped on a high fastball on the first pitch he saw and drove it high off the wall just to the left of center. That's where it's still 19 feet high in front of the bleachers. A little bit off to the right, and he would have had a home run. Naylor takes an off-speed pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Naylor, left-handed batter, acquired at the deadline from the Padres. Long look in by Cole. Now his 0-1 pitch. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball. Deep, deep right center. Way on out of here. Home run, Josh Naylor. What a breakout night for Naylor. As he pulls the Indians a little closer, it's now the Yankees 5, the Tribe 2 on a mammoth blast off the bat of Naylor. It's his second home run on the season, the first in a Tribe uniform, and his first in the postseason. Man, he is getting pitches to hit and not missing. A booming double and now a mammoth home run. They listed at 424 feet off the bat of Naylor. So a solo shot. And the deficit is 3 now for the Tribe. They trail 5-2. Roberto Perez shows bunt, takes a pitch inside for ball 1. Well, at the time of the trade, the book on Naylor was that he had some pop in his bat. The 1-0 breaking ball, inside 2-0, and also he made some good contact. Was not a big strikeout guy, but when he made contact, and he made a lot of it, there was some thump in that bat. And I think we've seen that here tonight. The 2-0 swung on, blasted foul and out of play. That's off to the upper deck on the first base side. Now, Garrett Cole, he had a tough year allowing home runs. That's, if you include the regular season, the 15th home run he's allowed. One of the higher numbers in the American League. Now the 2-1 delivery. Swung on, a broken bat roller foul outside of third. And the count is now 2-2. Dollar Bank is proud to be the official retail bank of the Cleveland Indians. Dollar Bank continuing to be fully committed to customer needs, and they have been since 1855. To 2 ball game. This was supposed to be a 1-0 game, right? With the pitching matchup in the 9th inning. Well, it hasn't exactly developed that way. The 2-2, breaking ball up high, 3-2. Shane Bieber's been touched for 5 runs through 4 innings. And the Indians have gotten to Garrett Cole for a couple of runs. And he's not yet through the 4th. Cole takes too much time, so Perez asks for time, and he steps out. Now the 3-2 delivery. Fastball swung on and missed. Perez down on strikes as he was a little late on that 97-mile-an-hour heater. 7 strikeouts for Garrett Cole. The most strikeouts Cole has had in a postseason start, it wasn't the 12 he had against the Indians in 2018. He struck out 15 Tampa Bay Rays last postseason in the American League Division Series. And Houston faced Tampa Bay. Now it's Tyler Naquin, swing and a miss. Good fastball from Cole. 0-1 the count on Naquin, who struck out his first time up. 5-2, Tribe trailing. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Game 1 of this best of 3. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, low and in, but he did not check his swing. He just couldn't hold up. And And the count is now 0-2. Now Cole's into the line. Here comes his 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Naquin down on strikes, and the side is retired. But the Indians get one back on the mammoth home run off the bat of Josh Naylor. And as this game heads to the 5th inning, your score, the Yankees 5 and the Tribe 2 on the Cleveland Clinic Indians Radio Network. State and federal elections this November. Go to Indians.com/vote2020 for nonpartisan resources to check your registration status and make your plan. Ohio's deadline to register for the 2020 elections is October the 5th. And, of course, the political spotlight on Cleveland tonight with the big presidential debate over at Cleveland Clinic and Case Western. So a big spotlight nationally on Cleveland tonight, both sports-wise and politically. Luke Voit will lead things off for the Yankees. We head to the 5th inning. New York leading it by a score of 5-2. Shane Bieber comes back out for the 5th at 87 pitches, so still plenty left in the tank. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball. It's up high. Check swing by Voit. Cal Quantrill was warming last inning when Bieber was in trouble. He had allowed 2 runs, and the Yankees had runners at first and second. But he worked out of it with back-to-back strikeouts. Now the 1-0 to Voit. Swung on, blasted foul, and out of play way upstairs on the right side. So the count's 1-1 on Luke Voit, your Major League home run king for this 2020 season. Now the 1-1 delivery. Swung on, and he skies one to right, not deep. Settling under it, Naquin, who makes the catch for the first out here in the 5th. Keep your business operating with Ohio's expert commercial truck dealerships, Valley Ford Truck and Valley Ford of Huron, your full-line Ford Transit and Super Duty truck leaders. Giancarlo Stanton will step to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He's bounced to short and struck out. Getting back to Voit, leading Major League Baseball in home runs. 8th time a Yankee has done that. Stanton takes one up and in for ball 1. I should say the 8th Yankee to do it. They've done it 18 different times. Here's the 1-0. Up high. 2-0. Yeah, you figured Babe Ruth would be in there, right? Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio. A-Rod did it. Roger Maris, Mickey Mantle. And Luke Voit. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Stanton. And the count's now 2-1. 2 in the first, another in the third, 2 more in the 4th for this high-powered New York offense that hasn't been on the road this year. The 2-1 on the inside corner, strike 2 called. The Yankees were averaging 2 runs a game less away from Yankee Stadium this season. And it all traces back to home runs. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Good fastball caught the inside corner. 2 down in the inning. 7th strikeout for Bieber. The Yankees have hit 27 home runs on the road, 67 at Yankee Stadium. But tonight, a home run got them started. A 2-run blast by Judge in the first inning. And the Indians are still looking up at the Yankees here in the 5th. Gio Urshela, the batter. Twice he's grounded out. The pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Now Bieber trying to get through 5. And they might give him another inning. See? He's at 96 pitches now. The 0-1. Breaking ball down low. And the count's now 1-1. Certainly Bieber has had some higher pitch count games, 118 being the highest. He's into the windup, and here comes the 1-1. Swung on, line foul down the right side and out of play. 1-2 the count on Urshela. One of the nicest guys in the game. Great friends with Francisco Lindor. They don't live too far apart down in Florida. Just about neighbors. worked out a lot together during the COVID shutdown. The 1-2 swung on, ground ball near the middle. Diving attempt, but it gets past Lindor and squirts on through into left center. And Urshela is probably breathing a sigh of relief because if Lindor smothers that, he's going to make a throw. And now Carlos Santana, another old teammate's giving him the business over at first base. Well, Urshela has a 2-out single here in the 5th to keep it going for Gleyber Torres. Torres has singled and walked in 2 trips. Yankees lead 5-2, 5th inning. Bieber from the stretch. Here's his pitch. Fastball in there, strike 1. Much was made of a slow finish for New York. They went 2-6 down the stretch, dropped 2 out of 3 to the Marlins, were shut out on Sunday. But Aaron Boone, again, he reiterated yesterday, he had full confidence that the potential of this team would be just fine in the postseason. Here's the 0-1. Fastball in there, strike 2. Now, long way to go in this one. But New York has certainly come out and they posted 5 runs against baseball's best pitcher this season in Shane Bieber. 0-2 the count. Bieber with the set and the pitch. Breaking ball down low. 1-2, trying to get Torres to chase. Torres, the full-time shortstop now with the departure of Didi Gregorius. He signed in the offseason with the Phillies. And Torres, who'd been playing a lot of second base for New York, moves over to short, where he has played before. And defensively, it's been a work in progress this season. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball down low. 2-2 the count on Gleyber Torres. 9 errors committed by Torres this season. And, boy, the one thing a good postseason club has to have, and that's reliable defense, especially up the middle. And that's a lot of errors for a shortstop. For instance, Francisco Lindor had 1 error all season in his 60 games. Now the 2-2. Swung on, line foul outside of first base. More activity in the Tribe pen. Right-hander Phil Maton starting to heat it up. Outfield shading Torres to the opposite field. Big gap in left center. Naylor playing it deep in left and well off the line. Now the 2-2. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball deep left center field. Tracking it is Naylor at the track, looking up at the wall, but forget it. This one is gone. It's a home run for Gleyber Torres, and his 2-run shot makes it 7-2 New York. Boy, and this rough opening game of the wild card series for Shane Bieber is about to come to an end as Sandy Alomar is at the top step of the dugout, and he's going to come get him. Oh, Bieber with so much confidence heading into this one. What a year he has had, but it did not work out for him tonight. By far and away his toughest outing of the season. His night is done. It's a pitching change brought to you by Cleveland Clinic. Maton into the ball game. Phil Maton, 23 appearances during the regular season. 3 wins, 3 losses, an ERA of 4.57. He's on to face Brett Gardner with 2 down, bases empty. Gardner tonight, 1 for 2, RBI double his last time up, and he later scored last inning. Gardner just now getting into the box, and Maton's ready to work. His pitch is up high for ball 1. Maton, good fastball, lively, He'll get it up there, 94 and 95 miles an hour. Also has the cutter and the curve. Here's his 1-0 pitch. And there's the curve, and it catches the inside corner for a strike. 1-1 the count. Phil Maton, 27 years of age. Born in Paducah, Kentucky, now lives in Chatham, Illinois. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, chopped foul at home plate. 1-2 the count on Gardner. And the Yankees just hammering away here. 2 in the first, another in the third, 2 more in the fourth, and now 2 more this inning. Maton's ready. Here's his pitch. Swung on, foul back into the net. So we'll do it again on 1-2 to Brett Gardner. Everstream is the business-only fiber network. If your business demands a high-bandwidth, low-latency network, it's time to forget that big telecom status quo. Everstream, faster fiber, better business. Now time is called just as Maton is getting close to the set position. Gardner, one of just 2 left-handed batters in the lineup tonight, and he swings and misses at the high fastball for strike 3. Side retired, but the Yankees put 2 more on the board on the 2-run home run by Gleyber Torres. We head to the bottom of the 5th. New York 7, the Tribe 2 on the Cleveland Clinic Indians radio network. Up high, ball 1. DeShields singled his first time up, and he later came around and scored the Indians' first run back in the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-0. Strike called on the inside corner. 1-1 the count. That run coming home on an RBI double from Jose Ramirez. Made it 3-1 at the time. Now the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Josh Naylor homered last inning. That made it 5-2 at the time. Now it is 7-2 New York. The 1-2 to DeShields. He taps it foul at home plate. And we'll do it again at 1-2. If you're just joining us, Shane Bieber had his toughest outing of the season, allowing the 7 runs in 4 2/3 innings. And while the Indians have gotten to Garrett Cole a little bit, it's been lopsided. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another strikeout for Garrett Cole. That's his 9th. 1 gone in the 5th inning. Top of the lineup, Francisco Lindor steps in. Tonight's injury report presented by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, a proud partner of the Cleveland Indians. If an auto accident or medical malpractice caused you injury, call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Indians pretty healthy heading into the postseason. Here's the pitch. Lindor takes it outside, ball 1. No real injuries to speak of for the Tribe. The healthiest they've been heading into a postseason during this stretch with Terry Francona at the helm. There's a strike on the inside corner to even the count of 1-1. Really the only major injury still nagging for the Yankees, James Paxton, their fine starter. He's out with elbow issues. The 1-1. Fastball in tight. 2-1, although he's been throwing, and they're not ruling him out of postseason at some point in time if it goes long enough for New York. Now the 2-1 to Lindor. He swings and skies one to shallow center. Late start for Hicks, charging in, diving attempt, and he makes the backhanded catch. Oh, he took a base hit away from Lindor. So 2 down in the inning. Hicks got a late start on that. Lindor had the full swing, so it kind of froze Hicks, who plays a deep center anyway, but he was able to recover, making a fine sliding backhand catch. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez, 1 for 2, infield single, last time up in the 3rd inning. Garrett Cole into the line. Here comes his pitch. Swung on, foul back. Cole is the 5th player who was a first overall draft pick to play for the Yankees. Now, that doesn't mean they were selected first overall by the Yankees, but just eventually ended up in New York. Pretty neat list of names, as there's a breaking ball down low. 1-1 the count. Garrett Cole. A-Rod was a first-round pick. So is Darryl Strawberry, who ended up playing for the Yankees. And then Tim Foley and Ron Blomberg, who gained fame in another area. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Ron Blomberg was the first designated hitter in baseball. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And it's a strike called on the inside corner. 2-2 the count. Back in 1973, when the DH was implemented in the American League, he was the first to take an at-bat as a DH. 2-2 the count on Hernandez. 2 down, bases empty. Here's the pitch. Fastball, high and away, ball 3. Cole at 72 pitches, so there's a lot left if Aaron Boone chooses to go that route. Now the 3-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Side retired. 10 strikeouts for Garrett Cole. Side retired in order. And that'll do it as we head to the 6th inning with the score. The Yankees 7, the Tribe 2.
Was hit hard. He gave up 7 runs on 9 hits in 4 2/3 innings. Struck out 7, walked 2. He allowed 2 home runs. And Shane Bieber also gave up 2 doubles. And when you face this Yankee lineup, you better bring your A game. And Shane Bieber just made too many mistakes in the middle of the plate tonight, and the Yankees will not miss those. The Indians now have Phil Maton facing the number 9 hitter, and the catcher Kyle Higashioka looks at a strike. Maton got the last out in the 5th. So the Indians will have to cover some innings tonight. The pitch, a swing and a ground ball wide of third to his left. Ramirez gloves, throws across his body, and he gets Higashioka. Indians bullpen will have to cover 4 1/3 innings tonight. Now the good news is that bullpen has plenty of people out there, including starters Aaron Savali and Tristan McKenzie. But with this game being 7-2, you're going to stay away from your key guys. And the good news is you still got Carlos Carrasco, and hopefully there's a 3rd game for Zach Plesac if the Indians can't rally from this 7-2 deficit tonight. Top of the order, DJ LeMahieu, 2 for 3, a couple of singles and an RBI, takes a strike. Shane Bieber got hurt tonight because of lack of fastball command. Here's the set, the 0-1. A swing and a ground ball headed to the shortstop. Lindor gobbles it up, throws over, and LeMahieu's out number 2. On the 2 home run balls by Aaron Judge and Gleyber Torres, both were on 4-seam fastballs in the middle of the plate. On the RBI double by Brett Gardner, fastball in the middle of the plate. And by Luke Voit, his RBI double was on a cut fastball. And if you don't have fastball command against this Yankee lineup, you're just not going to be able to navigate through it. Aaron Judge takes outside a ball. Judge set the tone. LeMahieu started the game with a single to right, and he plowed a 2-run homer to right center. Judge takes, cutter outside, 2-0. Yankees made it 3-0 in the 3rd on Luke Voit's RBI double to left center. Here's the set. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a routine fly to shallow right. And Naquin puts it away, and Maton's faced 4 Yankees and disposed of all of them. Yankees added 2 more in the 4th. Brett Gardner an RBI double and DJ LeMahieu an RBI single. And then, well, you've been Garrett Cole. dominant here tonight. Jose Ramirez had an RBI double with 2 down back in the 3rd inning when he shot it into the right field corner. Yankees load up the right side of the infield with 3 defenders. Outfield deep and a bit toward the right. Cole dealing, and it's a curveball strike. Garrett Cole's been throwing 97 miles an hour tonight. Has struck out 10, hasn't walked anybody, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. The pitch, and he missed outside with a changeup, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the wind and the 1-1. A swing and a shot foul outside of first. A ball and 2 strikes. This 6th inning brought to you by Great Lakes Brewing Company, the official craft beer of the Indians. Crack open a crisp and smooth Dortmunder Gold Lager brewed for your hometown team. Now the wind and the 1-2. Upstairs 2-2. The tough part of being down 7-2 is obviously trying to come back against Garrett Cole. But the Yankees bullpen is so dominant. Maybe not quite as dominant as past years, but still plenty dominant. Ramirez takes down low, full count on a changeup. So this is not an easy team to try to rally late in the ballgame. Full count now. Cole works in the middle of the rubber. The wind and the pitch. A swing and a little weak pop-up. Third baseman Gio Urshela charging toward the line. He's near the bag and makes the catch. That is out number 1. Carlos Santana with 2 strikeouts tonight. He'll swing it left-handed. Have a Cleveland flavor in this series between the Yankees and the Indians. The Yankees' outstanding vice president of communications is Jason Zillow. Boy, he's done that for a long time in New York, and that's not an easy job. But Jason Zillow is one of the best in the game. Here's the pitch to Carlos Santana. It's in there, a strike, and he hails from Youngstown. He is the son of Chuck and Marianne Zillow. Now the wind and the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a weak ground ball into the shift. Shallow right, the second baseman LeMahieu throws out Santana. That's out number 2. And so we always know how proud Chuck and Marianne Zillow have been down through the years of their son Jason Zillow, and rightfully so. What a job he's done as the VP of communications there with the Yankees. Also tonight, covering this ball game is Eric Bolin, and Eric does a great job for Newsday, one of the dailies out of the Big Apple. Here's Franmil Reyes, swings and fouls it back, and Eric Bolin, one of the top writers in the country covering the game. And Eric grew up in Shaker Heights, went to John Carroll, and his wife Carly Rivera is here doing the broadcast for ESPN. That pitch outside, a ball 1-1. So Eric Bolin, very successful writer for Newsday, and his wife Carly Rivera, one of the top reporters for ESPN. Great couple. And Eric's mom and dad, Jake and Isabel Bolin, now live in Auburn Township. Now the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Eric has 4 sisters, Stacy and Kelly. They live with their families here in the Cleveland area. And his 2 other sisters, Deborah and Jean Marie, live in San Francisco. But still big friends of the Indians. So we wish all of the Bolins the very best. That pitch bounces in, 2-2. (7-2) Yankees beating up the Indians here tonight in the 6th inning. Bases empty, 2 down. The good news is this wild card series is a best of 3. Now the 2-2 swing and a foul back. There are 3 other teams that are looking at must-win scenarios tomorrow, as Minnesota, Oakland, and Toronto all got beat today. Cooper Tire, the proud partner of the Cleveland Indians, go with the Coopers. Now the pitch, waved at, and Franmil Reyes has become Garrett Cole's 11th strikeout victim. 6 in the books, Yankees. 7 Indian in that dugout for an inning now. Good job by Phil Maton. He faced 4 and got all 4. Simber will face Aaron Hicks, Luke Voigt, and Giancarlo Stanton. Hicks is a strikeout victim twice and has walked. Switch hitter. He'll bat left-handed. Tomorrow night, Carlos Carrasco against Masahiro Tanaka. The problem for the Indians is Masahiro Tanaka has dominated the Indians. This was a tough 1-2 punch for the Indians to see the likes of Cole and Tanaka, who have pretty much dominated the Indians in their careers. Hicks, switch hitter, open stance, the pitch to him, and it's a backdoor slider for ball 1. Tanaka had that win-or-go-home game against the Indians back in 2017, and he just dominated the Indians and turned the whole series around. The pitch, and it's inside 2-0. Indians were up 2-0, and Masahiro Tanaka went 7 shutout innings of 3-hit baseball. So it doesn't really get any easier tomorrow night for the Cleveland Indians. Garrett Cole and then Masahiro Tanaka. The 2-0 pitch to Hicks, and it's way inside 3-0. The Yankees limped into the playoffs. They have been team streak here in 2020. And I mean, you got to remember, they finished 7 games out of first place. 7 in a 60-game schedule. There's the strike, 3-1. That's hard to do. They were just 33-27, 7 games behind Tampa. They got off to a great start. They were awful. Then they were unbeatable. Then they were awful down the stretch. Here's the 3-1 to Hicks. Way inside. Simmer didn't come close. And he walks Aaron Hicks to start the inning. Well, that's the other thing. You can't walk Yankees. Bieber walked 2. They both scored. I mean, you're just playing into their strength when you start walking people. Here's Luke Voigt, RBI double and 3 trips. The Yankees started the year 16-5 and were playing like a team that has the highest payroll in baseball. And then they went 5-15. Here's the set and the pitch. Swing and a miss. So they went from 16-5 to 21-20. And people were saying the Yankees may not make the playoffs. Well, then they won 10 in a row. But then they finished the year losing 6 out of 8 and tumbled to the number 5 seed. Now the pitch, a swing and a pop foul out of play, 0-2. And that meant they also were going to lose home field advantage, which they've not been a good team on the road this year. But again, you get to the playoffs and a lot of what happened during the course of the regular season means nothing. 7-2 Yankees here in the 7th. The pitch swung on, drill to right, hung a breaking ball, base hit. Hicks to second and Voigt to first. And Simber is pitching in this game because the Indians are not going to use the pitchers that they will count on in games that are in doubt. You're going to save those guys now so that you can unload your bullpen the next 2 nights, because it's must win the rest of the way. If the Yankees win game 1, you're going to need those key guys in your bullpen, because when you're in a must-win situation starting tomorrow night, you're not going to allow a starter to give up 7 runs like Shane Bieber gave up tonight. First sign of trouble, you're going to see the bullpen busy. You play the rest of this series then like it's game 7. Now the set and the pitch to Giancarlo Stanton. And it's on the outside corner, a slider strike. But the Yankees this year were 22-9 at home. They take advantage of that short porch in right and right center. On the road, the Yankees were 11-18. But again, postseason and all that goes out the window. Now the 0-1 pitch, and Stanton takes a look at another slider strike on the outer edge. Nothing in 2 the count. The numbers were drastically different for some of their key hitters, Voit, Sanchez, LeMahieu, home and road, but did not matter tonight because Shane Bieber just didn't have good fastball command. That pitch outside, 1-2, and it happens. And the Yankees are a ball club, too, that can sometimes take away some of your aggressiveness. But the one thing Carrasco will have to do tomorrow night is establish the fastball and establish it in. These Yankees are just leaning out over the plate. These big, strong right-handed hitters looking for balls middle away, and they just pound it the other way. Simber's ready. The pitch, way outside, ball 2, strike 2. Cam Hill warming in the Indians bullpen. 7th inning, New York 7 and Cleveland 2. Yankees at first and second, nobody out. Simber's 2-2 pitch. Fastball down and in, full count.
Cam Hill now warming.
It was a little surprising that Adam Simber even made this roster. He was just brought up on Sunday. Adam Plutko didn't make it. It was interesting. Payoff pitch. Fisted on the ground toward first, right at the bag to make the play. Unassisted is Santana. It's like a bunt for Stanton, which is not exactly why he's getting $30 million a year, but he moves Hicks to third and Voit to second. And now Giovanni Urshela will bat with the infield in. Yankees up 7-2. Runners at second and third, 1 out. Urshela 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. This is the only game going on right now. Now remember, tomorrow it'll be crazy. 8 playoff games going on tomorrow because the National League starts their wild card series. Infield drawn in. Simber comes set. And the pitch. Swing and a little weak fly to shallow right center. Naquin's camped under it. He'll grab it. Hicks at third is coming home. Naquin's throw to the plate way up the third base line. Scoring is Hicks. Voit goes to third. Boy, that ball was not hit very deep, and Naquin's got a very good arm, but that throw way offline, and the Yankees make it an 8-2 ball game. They've walked 3 times tonight, and every time somebody's gotten the board on a walk, they have scored. And now with 2 down and a runner at third, the Yankees lead it 8-2, and Gleyber Torres pretty much put this game out of reach. With 2 down in the 5th, the last batter Shane Bieber faced, and he hit a 2-run homer to left center. And again, this is a lineup 1 through 9 that can hurt you. The pitch. Torres batting 7th, takes a slider strike. Lucas Giolito had a perfect game for 6 innings today. And Oakland was bedazzled by Giolito. White Sox win at the Coliseum 4-1. Now the 0-1 pitch. Outside a ball, 1-1. Jose Abreu hit a 2-run homer. Adam Engel and Yasmani Grandal each had solo homers. Blake Snell had a 5-inning no-hitter. And Tampa Bay took care of Toronto 3-1. The pitch, way inside, 2-1. Manuel Margot had a 2-run homer for the Rays. And how about Minnesota fell apart in the 9th inning? Shortstop Jorge Polanco had an error. Instead of the inning ending, Houston blew the game open. The pitch, swung on, line drive, base hit to center. RBI single for Gleyber Torres, his 3rd run batted in, as Luke Voit scores, and Simber's given up 2 runs, and his night's over. 9-2. The Yankees are plastering the Indians. Boy, you can't make errors in the ninth inning, and Jorge Polanco's 2-out error opened the door. Jose Altuve drew a bases-loaded walk. And then Michael Brantley, a 2-run single. And Houston shocks Minnesota 4-1. The Twins have now lost 17 consecutive posts. Adam Simber goes 2/3 of an inning. So far, he's charged with 2 runs on 2 hits, walked a batter. Yankees clobbering the Indians 9-2 in Game 1, bottom of the 7th. 2 down, a runner on for Brett Gardner, 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Well, we told you all about the other 3 playoff games. That was brought to you by Cohen & Company. The set by Cam Hill, the pitch, and it's in there. Cohen & Company has offices throughout Northeast Ohio, and Cohen & Company's CPAs and consultants help private businesses find opportunities to stay strong. Learn more at cohencpa.com/baseball. Cam Hill's next pitch, and he missed inside with a breaking ball, and the count 1-1. Cam Hill, 4th pitcher to work tonight for the Indians. Gleyber Torres had a miserable year and 3 RBIs tonight, 3 hits. Gardner sends one in the air to deep center. DeShields backtrack, wall gone. So Brett Gardner has 3 RBIs tonight with a 2-run home run. And Adam Simber and Cam Hill have removed any doubt about the outcome of this ball game. 4 in the inning. And the Yankees hit their 3rd home run tonight. And it's 11-2 New York here in the 7th inning. Kyle Higashioka, 1 for 3 with a single to the plate. He's batting for the 4th time, and he's the number 9 hitter. The pitch, outside a ball. 11 runs on 12 hits for New York. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Indians. Well, at least the weather was nice. Here's the 1-0. And it's in there, breaking ball strike, 1-1. Now the 1-1, foul back 1-2. I haven't seen a Yankee have an uncomfortable at bat yet tonight. I don't know if one Yankee hitter has had their feet moved in this game. You just can't let them just hang out over the plate. Or the result is this. The pitch, breaking ball is high, 2-2. They got some players right now that velo might give them some trouble. So that's what's encouraging. Carrasco's been mid-90s. Plesac the same. The pitch swung on a roller headed to 3rd. Ramirez will set, throw across the diamond. Bottom line is you can get beat 1,000-0 tonight. You still have to win 2 games. And you got to believe Carrasco, and if there is a Game 3, Plesac are certain that one game can certainly make a difference. And the tone setter tomorrow night will obviously have to be Carlos Carrasco. The Yankees get out in front 2-0 tonight in the 1st inning, and they've really never looked back. And you give Garrett Cole any kind of an edge early, and it's going to be a long night. Cole has struck out 11, has not walked a batter, has limited the Indians to 2 runs on 5 hits. This guy, coming to the plate, has swung the bat the most impressively of any Indian. He smoked a double off the top of the 19-foot wall in center field on a fastball in the 2nd inning. Then Garrett Cole tried to sneak a slider by him in the fourth, and he hit it 424 feet to right center. Josh Naylor, the only bright spot tonight for the Indians, and that pitch down low, a ball. Garrett Cole, pitch-wise now, 88 to start the seventh. Now the windup and the 1-0 pitch, and it's in there, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The next offering, and it's swung on, line to center field. Coming hard is Hicks, and it drops a base hit. So a 3-for-3 game for Josh Naylor. Well, the last 10 games, he batted .333. And what a time for Naylor to get hot. And the one thing about Naylor that we have seen, he's one Indian that has not been bothered by the fastball. He can hit a fastball. And he is aboard with his third hit. The Indians have 6. Here's catcher Roberto Perez, 0 for 2. (11-2) Yankees in the seventh. Yankee pen is quiet. Garrett Cole's fastball is in there, a strike. Still throwing in the mid-90s, which is nothing new for Garrett Cole. Now the set in the next offering. And he went slider down and away and missed 1-1. Whether you're shipping from Cleveland or shipping through Cleveland, choose Global Transport, Northeast Ohio's preferred provider for transportation and logistics management. Cole sets at the belt, delivers, and he gets Perez to chase the slider away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The next delivery in the dirt, blocked by Higashioka. Ball kicked out in front of the plate, and that's why he's catching and Gary Sanchez is not. Gary Sanchez has had 46 pass balls in the last 4+ years, and Higashioka, it'll be interesting to see what Aaron Boone does the rest of this series. Does he stick with him behind the plate, or is Sanchez there tomorrow night when Masahiro Tanaka faces Carlos Carrasco? The pitch swung on, yanked to left, but he hooked it foul, and a 2-2 count on Indians catcher Roberto Perez. Well, this is the Yankee ball club, though, in a nutshell. They have had a lot of games this year where it is feast or famine. Now the set, now the 2-2. Checked on a pitch. Did he go? Nope, full count. The Yankees will bludgeon you and pile up numerous runs on a boatload of home runs. And then they'll turn around the next day and be handcuffed. We saw it a lot during their streaky portions of this season. The payoff, swing and a miss. Perez is strikeout victim number 12. The boy, when they smell blood in the water, they are some kind of dangerous. There's Tyler Naquin. He's whiffed both times tonight. Boy, Garrett Cole, and I guess, again, when you're throwing mid to upper 90s, you should be confident in it. But he has just time and again just basically challenged Indians hitters, feeling they can't catch up to his fastball. And his numbers tonight are pretty much like they've been all year. Naquin swings, fouls a fastball off. Tonight, Garrett Cole has thrown his fastball 53% of the time. That's exactly what he has done all season long, 53% of the time. He believes in his fastball. He commands his fastball. and he dominates you with his fastball and then works everything else off of it. Now the set. Now the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Stayed with a high fastball. And Naquin has seen nothing but hard stuff, especially up in the zone this last month of the season. Now with 2 strikes, for some reason, the Yankees overload the right side of the infield on a guy that right now is not catching up to the fastball. They're playing Naquin to pull, and he takes a fastball up and away. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 11-2 New York, 7th inning. Naylor at first, 1 down. Cole at 101 pitches. Delivers strike 3. Curveball on the inside corner. Make it 13 strikeouts for Garrett Cole. 2 down in the 7th. That'll bring up Delino DeShields, 1 for 2 with a single.
When you mentioned that recipe for success for Cole, and it's the same as it was 2 years ago in the playoffs against Houston when he was with the Astros. Very similar stuff. A lot of fastballs up in the zone and similar results.
Delino DeShields singled and scored in the 3rd on the Jose Ramirez's RBI double. At that time, it was 3-1. The pitch. DeShields looks, takes, called strike. Not sure it'll come into play this series, but one thing to keep in mind, the 0-1, fouled upstairs 0-2. If we have extra innings, the extra inning rule that we had this season, starting a runner at second, that is no longer in effect. In the playoffs, the extra innings will be played like they've been played forever up until this season. The 0-2 swung on a roller wide of 3rd to his left, clubbed by Urshela, fires it over, and that'll probably do it for Garrett Cole. If it is, what a night. 105 pitches through 7 innings. He struck out 13 Indians, gave up 2 runs on 6 hits. The Indians have Sandy Leon now doing the catching. The Indians trailing the New York Yankees 11-2, 8th inning. Cam Hill gave up a 2-run homer last inning. He'll stay on to face the top of the order. DJ LeMahieu and company. The Yankees have activity in their bullpen, and it's the right-hander Luis Cessa. Garrett Cole's night will be done, and my goodness, he was impressive as always. DJ LeMahieu started this game with a single to right, and then Aaron Judge followed with a 2-run homer to right center, and the Yankees were off to the races. Breaking ball is up over the head of LeMahieu, who ducks under it. LeMahieu, 2 for 4, couple of singles and an RBI. Right-hander against right-hander, DJ LeMahieu. Second batting title, first with the Yankees. The pitch, and it's downstairs the ball, 2-0. The greater-than-ever Toyota Corolla is at your Toyota dealer now. With more power, better miles per gallon, the latest tech to keep you connected. The pitch, swing and a topper, hit off the plate, high carom to the pitcher. Hill gloves, throws, 1 down. That'll bring up Aaron Judge, 1 for 4, a 2-run homer to right center. By the way, Toyota also has the most advanced safety features. All of that is standard equipment. Aaron Judge. He and Jordan Luplow were college teammates at Fresno State. First round pick by the Yankees in 2013. Yankees, there's a pitch to him, a strike. Yankees had 3 first-round picks in 2013, and he was their second first-round pick. They hit the jackpot, the pitch to him, and he laid off, but the breaking ball's called a strike, 0-2. He was the American League's Rookie of the Year unanimously. Here is the set and the next offering, and it's down and away a ball, and the count of 1-2 on Judge. Judge got that Rookie of the Year vote in still the best season he's ever had. 2017 set a Major League rookie record with 52 homers. Now the pitch, up and in, turned out of the way, 2-2. He finished second that year in the most valuable player voting to Jose Altuve, and you look back at that now, and it was a lot easier for Jose Altuve to hit in 2017 than it was for Aaron Judge, as Aaron Judge wasn't told what was coming. Here is the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on a slider away. And that is strikeout number 1 for Cam Hill. Out number 2 in the 8th. Yankees up 11-2. Aaron Hicks, the batter. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Those are the things no one ever talks about. I mean, Aaron Judge may never win an MVP vote. And could have been Rookie of the Year and MVP. And it's hard to look at Jose Altuve the same anymore.
Especially with the struggles he had this season.
Yeah.
After everything had come out. Yeah, the residuals off of that.
Aaron Hicks takes a backdoor curve for a strike. Remember that game that he sent the Astros to the World Series in with a walk-off homer and wouldn't let them tear off his jersey in the home plate celebration? The 0-1 inside a ball 1-1. The word is that they had some electronic kind of signaling going on, and he was wearing a device that he didn't want exposed if they tore his jersey off.
Aroldis Chapman served up that home run ball. He still talks about that.
Now the 1-1. A swing and a towering blast to right center. Delino DeShields, the Indian center fielder, under it in front of the track, and Aaron Hicks is retired. When your excuse is coming to home plate and the only thing you're worried about is not. Luis Sessa's on the pitch for the Yankees. It's New York 11, Cleveland 2 in the bottom of the 8th in Game 1 of the Wild Card Series. Sessa, a 6-foot right-hander who's 28 years of age. Fastball, sinker, curve, slider, changeup. This year, Sessa appeared in 16 games, had a save, a 3.32 ERA. Well, Garrett Cole was brilliant again tonight, and you just figured he would be. He's Garrett Cole. He knows what this is all about, and he seldom disappoints. Top of the order, Frankie Lindor batting left-handed. Takes a breaking ball downstairs. Garrett Cole made 105 pitches. And again, this is why the Yankees went out and got him. The 1-0 in there, strike 2 to make that 1-1. Much like the Yankees went out and got CC Sabathia to get them a World Series title, which CC eventually did. Now the 1-1. Swung on, bounced foul to the right. 1-2. The Yankees are on a mission to win their 29th World Series, and they feel like the guy that can get them there and do it is Garrett Cole. The pitch now to Lindor, and he swings and misses at a changeup. And Frankie's tough year continues. 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts tonight. Here is Cesar Hernandez, 1 for 3 with a single. But Garrett Cole went 7 innings of dominant baseball, gave up 2 runs on 6 hits, struck out 13, didn't walk anybody.
Roger Clemens, 15 strikeouts in Game 4 of the 2000 ALCS. Again, the second most strikeouts by Yankees.
The pitch, and Hernandez lifts it into shallow left, caught by Gardner. 2 down. Garrett Cole's first postseason start for the Yankees resulted in 13 strikeouts in 7 innings. That is the second most strikeouts that a Yankee pitcher's ever had in a postseason game. Roger Clemens, 20 years ago, struck out 15 in a postseason game for New York. Jose Ramirez, batting left-handed, looks at a slider down and in, ball one. Jose Ramirez, RBI double in 3 trips, 11-2 New York, 8th inning. Ramirez looks at another breaking ball for strike one, 1-1. So Carlos Carrasco will be pitching in a must-win or go-home game for the Indians tomorrow night against another tough veteran right-hander, Masahiro Tanaka. Ramirez flips one foul down the left side, 1-2. Tanaka this year had an ERA of 3.5, but again, the Indians have never been able to really solve Tanaka. First pitch coming your way again tomorrow night at 7:08. Now the set, and Sessa's pitch. And it's swung on, drilled foul. First base side, still 1-2. Let's pause for a station ID on the Cleveland Clinic Indians Radio Network.
The CLE hosting 2020's first presidential debate. More after the game on News Radio WTAM 1100 AM, Cleveland.
Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze with you. 11-2 Yankees in the 8th. Check swing on a high heater. Ramirez didn't go around, 2-2. The Indians, well, they've been down this road before. The pitch in the dirt, changeup, full count. This is the Indians' 12th postseason in the last 26 years. Think of that. Almost every other year, the Indians have been in postseason play, 3 resulting in trips to the Fall Classic. The payoff, down low. Again, what do I know about pitching? Nothing. But why are you throwing 3-2 changeups leading by 9 runs in the 8th inning?
He hits it out, you still have a huge lead.
Well, I have no idea why Brian Cashman didn't call me when that pitching coaching job was open. But he did go after the Indians' Matt Blake, who's obviously doing a fine job. But still disappointed that Cash didn't at least check in.
A text would have been nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Common courtesy.
Carlos Stanton 0 for 3 batting left-handed. Checks on a pitch down low. But this will drive managers crazy. You're up 11-2. Go out there and challenge people. Oh. 11 runs, 12 hits for the Pinstripers. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Indians. Now the 1-0. Swung on, lifted in the air to shallow left. Gardner coming in, and Santana has gone 0 for 4 tonight. And the Indians, and Phil Maton was outstanding in ending in a third of scoreless relief. Adam Simber went 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 3 runs. And Cam Hill has worked an inning in a third, giving up 1 run. Yankees 11, the Indians 2. New York has hit 3 2-run homers. Aaron Judge to right center, Gleyber Torres to left center, Brett Gardner to dead center. Luke Voit, he is 2 for 4 with a double and a single. Well, you know it's a big game when Curtis Danberg's got the suit going. No tie, though. I don't know, Rose. I've never understood a suit without a tie.
It's a fashion faux pas.
Interesting Bowling Green face mask that he's wearing. The pitch, and it's swung on, fouled back.
That wouldn't work for him out at Bowling Green. You know why?
Why?
You can't throw beers back.
Well, he's got a little slit in it for Thirsty Thursdays. Can't wait to talk to Tyler on his before he leaves for college next year.
Oh, boy.
Tell him some of the things Pops did. You'll be okay. That pitch is in there, strike going to Nate and Tyler are looking at colleges. What happened?
I don't know. They were going to kindergarten not that long ago.
Goes quick, doesn't it? Overloaded pull side shift to the left. And Voit watches it bounce in the dirt to the backstop. 1-2 the count. He just, again, feels so bad for all these kids that are seniors. This isn't the way you're supposed to go out in your high school.
Last year's graduating class, tough deal in the spring.
Now the pitch swung on, hit pretty well to left. Back goes Naylor. On the track, he leaps at the wall, and he made the catch! Oh, what a play by Naylor! Timed his leap on the run at the wall and left, and robbed Luke Voit of extra bases.
Well, easily best game as a Cleveland Indian for Josh Naylor at a great time. Swinging the bat well and a tremendous catch, slamming against the wall and hanging on.
Giancarlo Stanton 0 for 4. Josh Naylor's about the lone bright spot here tonight, but you know what? He's got quite a future. Giancarlo Stanton taking, it's downstairs, ball 1.
I just love his at-bats. He goes up there attacking.
Yep.
He's not messing around.
Hey, this could be good. Not saying it will. Giancarlo drills one to deep left center. Nobody's catching this puppy. And the Yankees now lead 12-2. Fourth Yankee homer on a laser over the 19-foot wall in left center field. And again, this is what New York does to you. I'm beating a dead horse here, but you don't want to hit Yankee hitters. You don't want to hit anybody, but you've got to pitch inside. You have got to make them cognizant that you're going to work inside and make them uncomfortable. And the Yankees are just standing in there like it's batting practice.
It'd be interesting to see tomorrow night how early Carrasco works inside.
The pitch swung on and missed by Giovanni Urshela. Well, if he doesn't, there'll be tee times in Cleveland come Thursday morning.
He'll have to do it early. I mean, the big boys come up right away.
Now the set and the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a blooper foul in back of the plate on a play 0-2. The one thing you think about, going to look for silver linings here. The 1960 World Series. The Yankees outscored Pittsburgh 55-27 and lost. Now the pitch, breaking ball and a dandy. Strike 3 called. Urshela out number 2. The 1960 World Series is the historic Bill Mazeroski walk-off home run in Game 7. It was just unbelievable how the Yankees would slaughter the Pirates and outscore them more than a 2-1 margin. 55-27, they outscored Pittsburgh. And yet Pittsburgh won the World Series in 7 games. Here's Gleyber Torres swinging and missing. He's had a big night, 3 for 3. A homer, 2 singles, 3 RBIs. So literally, the Indians could get pummeled here tonight. They're down 12-2 here in the 9th. The pitch, breaking ball, a strike 0-2, and you could come back and win. Who cares? 2-0 and 3-2, and get completely wiped out in a run differential and move on to the second round of the playoffs.
And the Yankees offensively have been that kind of roller coaster.
The pitch down and away, 1-2. I said that last inning. They've had a lot of games where they double digit you and the next day do nothing. 12-2 Yankees here in the 9th. And that's the beauty of this. It's one game. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a little tapper off the end of the bat. Charged by the second baseman. Hernandez backhanded flip. Dropped by Santana at first. Torres might have been safe anyway. And he's aboard with 2 down for Brett Gardner, who has an RBI double to left center and a 2-run homer to center. 12-2 Yankees have a runner on with 2 down in the 9th, and Sandy Alomar is going to make a call to the bullpen, brought to you by For some reason, we're still playing the Macarena with the Indians getting pounded by 10 runs. Everyone's waiting for the music to stop. Man, now we can play some baseball. Between innings, we'll be doing the limbo rock. Here's the set and the pitch, and it's outside, a breaking ball for ball one. 12 runs, 14 hits for the Yankees, 2 runs, 6 hits for the Indians. We're in the ninth. Runner on with 2 down. The next delivery, and it's in there, a strike, 1-1. If there is a game 3, and that'll be up to Carlos Carrasco tomorrow night, Zach Plesac will, in all likelihood, face Jay Happ. Now the 1-1 in there, strike 2. Aaron Boone says they're leaning that way over the rookie Davy Garcia. (12-2) New York, ninth inning, a runner on, 2 down. The set by Perez and the pitch. And it's swung on a soft liner that drops for a base hit in left center. And that'll be hit number 3 for Brett Gardner. Stopping at second is Torres. And that'll bring up the catcher, Kyle Higashioka. The right-handed hitter, 1 for 4 with a single. He's Garrett Cole's personal catcher, and why wouldn't he be? Since Higashioka started catching Garrett Cole, and it's been this month of September, Garrett Cole has just been flat-out dominant. The pitch. Swing by Higashioka, pops it up. First baseman Carlos Santana in shallow right near the line retires Higashioka. Garrett Cole, if you include, that really is going to have much of an impact, but nonetheless. Second inning of work for Luis Cessa after Garrett Cole's brilliant 7-inning effort, striking out 13 and just completely dominating the Indians. Franmil Reyes 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. The set by Cessa and the pitch. And he misses down and in, a ball. The next delivery down low. Ball 2, 2-0. Cessa lets it fly, and a breaking ball strike. 2 balls and a strike. Yankees with 12 runs on 15 hits, including 4 home runs. Now the pitch, swung on, and Reyes pops it up. Left side of the infield, routine for the shortstop, and Torres retires Reyes. And you look tonight, and again, Garrett Cole can do this to pretty much any lineup. But we've talked about it before. The Indian stars have to play like stars. The Indians lineup is just not deep enough that if their stars don't have good games, they're in trouble. Frankie Lindor 0 for 4. Carlos Santana 0 for 4. Franmil Reyes 0 for 4. Here's one guy that's had a big game. Josh Naylor with 3 hits. Rips it through the first base coaching box. Foul, strike 1. Naylor needs a triple to hit for the cycle. A double off the top of the 19-foot wall in center in the second. A 424-foot solo homer to right center in the fourth. And a single to center in the seventh. Now the pitch. And it's outside a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tomorrow night, Carlos Carrasco, who was so good down the stretch for the Indians, and he'll be pitching to save the Indians' season. The next offering, swung on, ripped into right field, base hit near the line. It'll go to the wall, and Naylor will go to second with his second double tonight. Josh Naylor with a 4-hit game. And that's the kind of bat the Indians were hoping to get when they made the trade with San Diego for 6 players for Mike Clevenger. Now Sandy Leon, not sure why he came on tonight. We haven't heard that anything's wrong with Roberto Perez. But Leon came on to catch in the 8th inning. This will be his first at bat. He'll swing it left-handed. Perez was 0 for 3. Indians, as the strike is delivered, have 7 hits now, but 4 belong to Josh Naylor. Incredible. Now the set in the 0-1. In there, a strike 0-2. It's Naylor's first postseason game. So much for nerves. 12-2 New York. Indians batting here in the 9th. Runner at second, 1 down. The next delivery, fouled back by Leon. And the count 0-2. Now the crowd's still really into it. I'm sure you can hear him in the background. That pitch down low.
I don't think anyone's left this one. Sure doesn't sound that way. Doesn't look like any lights are on in the garage over there.
Not a lot of car honking either. Oh, well. Go get him tomorrow. The pitch, swung on, smoked high, deep to right, but way foul. And again, that's now the beauty of this postseason from the standpoint that you're looking at having another shot tomorrow, no matter how bad it was in game 1. It's still just 1 loss. Now the pitch, swung on, a soft liner to left. It'll be caught by Gardner. Leon is out, number 2. And I think most would agree. I've heard other various opinions as the Indians are down to their last out, down 10. I think everybody in baseball likes this better than the 1 game, 1 and done. But I've also heard a lot of people say they would like to see the first round be a best of 5, then everything a best of 7 from that point forward, which would seem to be a more fair opportunity, especially for the teams that were good for, well, they're all good if you're in the playoffs, but some have been mediocre and some have been really good, like the Dodgers. I mean, they've had as good a year as you could have, and they could get bounced in a best of 3. Now the set and the pitch to Tyler Naquin, and he lines a base hit into center. Naylor is coming home, and Naquin, after striking out 3 times, has an RBI single to center to make it a 12-3 ball game with 2 down in the 9th.
Well, you got to reward your division winners and your teams that over the course of a normal 162 play very well for those months and not make it such a, I don't know what crapshoot's the right word, but give it a little more integrity. Now the batter will be Delino DeShields, 1 for 3 with a single. Naquin will not be held at first. 12-3 Yankees in the 9th. Here's the pitch, and it's in there, a strike. I don't know. I'm guessing, and I sure could be dead wrong. A lot easier for the Indians to bounce back after this one than, say, Minnesota tomorrow. The pitch, in there, a strike. 1-1. Twins have lost 17 straight postseason games, and an error in the 9th inning cost them the game today. And you look at tonight, the Indians didn't burn a single reliever that would come into play in a close game tomorrow.
The pitch fouled out of play. 1-2 the count.
And the Twins were deep into their bullpen. And
Yeah, good to see Sergio Romo. That act didn't change at all today.
Nope. Michael Brantley got it.
Yeah. Now the set in the 1-2. Swing and a weak chopper to short, charged by Torres. Gloves, throws on the run, low, but dug out by LeMahieu. And game 1 of this postseason goes to the Yankees in a dominant fashion. The final tonight, New York 12, Cleveland